This was legitimately interesting. It was different. It was a mild shakeup to the dynamics that was actually quite intriguing to see. Now, it is eventually revealed that Meowth was faking it the whole time, all in a scheme to, well, capture all of Ash and Friends' Pokemon, along with many others, which in itself was somewhat of a letdown that, well, that's all it boiled down to? Well, alright. Again, it was an interesting multi-parter, but the biggest disappointment and the worst decision out of all of it was there was no lasting impact. There was very, very mild implications at the end of the multi-parter, but pretty much after this, it's never brought up, it's never a lingering plot point, and at no point ever does it actually factor in future episodes. The fact that they would go through all this effort to make this interesting setup, with Ash and Friends actually becoming friends and trusting Meowth, only to have it never affect anything and never be brought up ever again, is sorely disappointing. At no point does he ever consider the good times he had with them, at no point does he think back upon it, at no point do they think back upon it, and at no point is it ever actually used as a plot point for whether or not maybe Meowth will want to turn good. Nope, nothing. Just dropped like any other plot point. And this is something that happened a lot in Best Wishes, where interesting ideas are brought up, new things are presented, and they're pretty much dropped and never utilized again. And it was always disappointing each and every time. But this is a plot point that always stuck out to me as one of the worst aspects of Best Wishes, where you had a storyline right there and you did nothing with it. And to me, it is honestly the most disappointing aspect of Best Wishes, because it's something that I could easily see Pokemon Sun and Moon doing, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see on that one. So, with all the dumb decisions that Best Wishes has done out of my system, what could possibly be worse that wasn't from Best Wishes? Well, putting my nostalgia glasses off for a second, what we have next is number 3. 52 episodes between the 7th and 8th badges in the Diamond and Pearl anime. I love Generation 4. A lot of people love the Diamond and Pearl anime. Generally speaking, a lot of people hold it up as one of the best points of the Pokemon anime period. And for many, it's where the anime peaked. That being said, I don't know if people quite remember just how bad the filler was throughout Diamond and Pearl. When it was a plot-centric episode, it was stellar. It was amazing. Everything with Paul, everything with the gyms, everything with stuff like Counter Shield, all of that stuff, amazing. How many of you remember it took 38 episodes to get from the 7th badge to the first attempt at the 8th badge? And in between all of that, plot things did happen. We did have major rival battle moments, a couple evolutions, a couple caught Pokemon, but that first attempt got interrupted by Team Rocket, and Team Rocket in Diamond and Pearl was probably the most repetitive and obnoxious and just, irritating of the entire franchise. Way too many dumb add-ons to their motto, and practically every episode boiled down to Team Rocket trying to capture Pikachu with the help of a giant robot they got. It was tiresome, it was annoying, and for them, after such a long wait, to interrupt the 8th gym battle with their own dumb plot nonsense again was pretty irritating. And was the next episode the second attempt? No, it wasn't. We had to wait 12 more episodes for the second attempt. And again, it is worth noting that plot things did happen within these 12 episodes. Pretty much the finale to Dawn's storyline. And then we get the second attempt. So to give perspective, of the 52 episodes between those two badges, 23 of them are arguably not filler. These are episodes where either someone catches a new Pokemon, a rival battle happens, a big competition happens, something relevant happening. Less than half of the 52 episodes is considered something that you should actually watch if you want to get the full Diamond and Pearl experience, while trying to trim out as much filler as possible. And the fact that we had to wait 3 months for the second attempt after 38 episodes is just, I legitimately think we could have had the 8th gym battle and then have Dawn's storyline be wrapped up and then go into the Pokemon League. Because literally 2 episodes after Ash acquires the 8th badge, we're at the Pokemon League. Which I suppose is accurate to how long it takes to get to the Pokemon League in the games. It's just a pity we had to literally go through a year of episodes between these 2 badges. Well, Diamond and Pearl was notorious for filler, because there's still 2 more things that I feel were dumber than this. And next up, Number 2. Jessie's entire Pokemon coordinator / performer career. Initially, this list was going to be the top 10 Pokemon anime betrayals, but then upon doing some research of the origins of the top 10 anime betrayals meme, I felt like, well, it might get the wrong message across. But this was going to be number 1, because dear God, is this a betrayal to Jessie as a character? But from a writing standpoint, this was just a weird and baffling and kind of dumb decision. Mainly because, well, Jessie deserves so much better. Throughout Advanced Generation, Diamond and Pearl, and especially in X and Y, her performances were simply lovely. They were amazing. They were thematically relevant to her character, to her Pokemon. They just worked so much better than all of the contemporaries she was up against, especially most of our main protagonists. I'm sorry, Serena's performances sucked compared to Jessie. Jessie's Pokemon, thanks to them being all the more creepy and ghoulish Pokemon due to them being the bad guys, actually lended itself to her Pokemon being very thematically similar and appropriate. Her Jack and the Beanstalk Halloween-inspired performance is just amazing! In Diamond and Pearl, I admit, her coordinator performances weren't as strong, just because her Pokemon were thematically more of a mixed bag, but still, she always had strong performances, and somehow she's always depicted as the loser who was never destined to win. And that's just not fair. Honestly, she should have been a proper rival to the Pokegals that Ash was traveling with, who was doing many of these performances. She sort of was, but she was never the rival who was the finalist. And that being said, each and every time the Pokegal would lose, and the other one would be crowned the winner. Wouldn't it be nice for Jessie to win, to get that acknowledgement? Then, I don't know, her disguise falls and maybe she's exposed as a member of Team Rocket, and as a result she can't claim her earned victory because, well, she's technically a criminal? That could have worked! It would be unfair to Jessie still, but from a narrative standpoint, at least for a moment she got the acknowledgement she deserved because these writers put too much effort into making her performances actually really good! Especially in X and Y, I cannot get over how stupid it is that she was just so cheated throughout that entire series. Her performances were amazing, and it's not fair that she got the bad rap she deserved, and it had nothing to do with the fact that she was a part of Team Rocket. It was just because the Pokegal had to be the one who would go up against her rival, and then lose to the rival anyways, making things kind of redundant and very similar to Ash, with the same general metaphor of you can't always win, and to never give up despite the adversity that comes with defeat. So I get all of that, but come on. This was always a dumb decision, and they repeated it 3 times! But, like I said, it was initially going to be number 1 on the original version of this list, but I made a last minute switch because I had to look inside my heart and think, what's honestly the dumbest decision the Pokemon anime has ever done to me? And without a doubt, number 1 always lingers in my mind, and to this day, it's the one thing that, while I have gotten over, it's still stupid and I will never stand by it, and I will never, ever truly understand it. So without further delay, and the number 1 dumbest Pokemon anime decision is Ambipom leaving to become a ping pong champion. I repeat, Ambipom leaving to become a ping pong champion. Ping pong champion. Ping pong champion! I hate this plotline. I hate this episode. I hate it so much. I hate the story that they took Ambipom down that led to this. I hate it so much. And I hate how it practically came out of nowhere. The thing I always liked about Ambipom was how clever Generation 3 was integrating the Gen 4 elements into the anime and pretty much foreshadowing Gen 4 for quite some time actually, with Gen 4 Pokemon cameoing in video games, movies, and throughout the later half of the Advanced Generation anime. But Ash getting Aipom was a very clever move. It gave Ash a brand new Pokemon who had a pretty sassy and interesting personality. It was definitely one of the more colorful Pokemon of Ash's team, and interestingly enough, when Ash would go over to Sinnoh, it was the only other Pokemon that Ash had with him along with Pikachu, and anyone who was in the know with Generation 4 knew what this had to mean. Yes, this was their clever way of introducing a new Generation 4 Pokemon through sneaking it in early in Generation 3 and showing it as one of the brand new evolutions, one of the alluring draws of Generation 4. Now, unfortunately, Ash never got to actually have Ambipom on his team because Aipom would end up going over to Dawn, because it turns out that Aipom didn't really like Pokemon battles.